Assalamu alaikum viewers, welcome back to my channel. In the last video we discussed about different types of IELTS tests that you can take and which one is best for you. Some of the most important types of IELTS tests are IELTS Academic, IELTS General Training and IELTS for UKVI. So in this video we are going to in this video we are going to discuss the IELTS Academic in detail. What is IELTS academic exam all about, and what are some of its modules, and how you can take this test to fulfill your dreams of studying in an English speaking country. So, unlocking global opportunities are introduction to IELTS academic exams. So, as I have already mentioned, we are going to discuss IELTS academic exam, and starting with our first slide. First of all, who should take IELTS academic exam? In the previous video, I also mentioned that you can take IELTS academic exam for three reasons. First of all, students who are looking to take admission in undergraduate and postgraduate courses in English-speaking countries. First of all, if you are a student who wants to study in English and in English-speaking countries such as UK, you must take the exam. Okay, IELTS academic exam. It is for taking admission in undergraduate and postgraduate studies. Okay. Secondly, IELTS academic also opens door to countless scholarship opportunities, facilitating you to complete your studies abroad. Secondly, if you do not have enough financial means to pursue higher education in an English-speaking country, keep in mind that education in an English-speaking country can be quite expensive. So if you do not have the enough resources, you can apply for different scholarships such as Commonwealth Scholarship, Great Scholarship, Chevening Scholarship. But all of these scholarships require you to take IELTS academic exam and score higher bands in them. So, if you want to get a scholarship to study in an English-speaking country, you should also take IELTS academic exam, and try to take at least 6, 7, or 8 bands in the exam if you want to have any chance of securing the scholarship. Thirdly, a good score in IELTS academic exam shows your course readiness to colleges and universities. Different universities and colleges also require you to take IELTS academic exam in order to determine whether or not you are able to complete the course successfully. Because most all of these courses will be conducted in English. So if your level of English is not high enough, you can't complete that course successfully or satisfactorily. So the universities and colleges ask you to take IELTS academic exam in order to check your English speaking ability, and whether or not you can complete the course successfully. So moving on, structure of a IELTS academic exam. So the IELTS academic exam is divided into four modules, section or tests. There are four modules of IELTS academic exam. There are also four modules of IELTS general training, which are listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Both IELTS general training and IELTS academic exam have four modules, and they are listening, reading, writing, and speaking. However, the reading and writing parts of both exams are different. In this video, we are going to discuss only IELTS academic exam, and in another video in the future, we will also discuss IELTS general training exam. So these are the four modules, four tests within a test which you have to take in order to prove your English speaking ability, or in order to determine that you are quite proficient in English. So these four modules are listening, reading, writing, and speaking, as I have already mentioned. So first of all, listening. The first test or you would take during IELTS academic exam is listening. The duration of listening test or module will be 30 minutes, and it is further divided into four sections. It is wrongly mentioned here that it is divided into three sections. It is divided into four sections, and each section has 10 questions. So there are total of 40 questions in IELTS listening exam. The duration of the IELTS listening is 30 minutes, and you listen to that, and the format, you listen to four audio recordings. As I mentioned, it has four sections or four audio recordings which you have to listen, and these audio recordings are in the form of monologues and conversations between native English speakers. Sorry. So the fourth section will be divided into monologues. For example, a person, a native English speaking speaker, will be discussing about something, okay, or there will be conversations between two or three native English speakers. So you have to listen to that conversation and write answers on your answer sheet at the same time, okay. As and the most important thing you need to keep in mind that each recording will be played only once. So you have to listen to the recording and you have to write the answers on the answer sheet at the same time. There will be no second playing. Each recording will be played only once. There will be no second chance. So you have to listen to the recording carefully and write answers on the answer sheet and try to keep abreast with the recording, because if you miss one question or two questions, then all of your answers will be out of order. For example, you may be writing the answer of question number 3 in the space specified by answer number 4. So you have to keep up with the recording, listen to it carefully, and transfer the answer and write the answers on the answer sheet at the same time. It can be quite demanding, but this is how you have to take the IELTS academic exam. It has the duration of 30 minutes divided into four sections or four recordings in the form of monologues and conversations. Each recording will have 10 questions and each recording will be played only once. So the types of question in the IELTS listening exam, there are usually seven types of questions you can encounter while attempting IELTS listening exam. These are multiple choice questions. You will be given a question and three to four answers, and you have to choose one or two answers. To answer for that question, it is called multiple choice question. You may be asked to match headings or match two types of two facts with each other, or two types of information with each other. Plan mapping, plan map diagram labeling. You may have to label a diagram, you may have to name, you have to complete a map, you have to complete label a plan. So the form, note, table, flowchart, summary completion. You may have to complete a summary of the recording. You may have to complete a flowchart. You may have to complete a table. You have to complete a form. So there are many types of question within the different types of question, but these are the seven main types of questions you may encounter, or you may come across in the IELTS listening exam. So the last two are sentence completion. You may have to complete a sentence and short answer questions. So these are the types of questions, seven types of questions that IELTS listening exam usually has. So continue. The second module is the reading. Reading is actually the most difficult part of IELTS academic exam, or because against common perception, you don't have to read anything loudly. You have to read the passages, but you don't have to read them loudly. You have to. It is actually comprehension. You have to comprehend the passage and find answers from that passage and transfer those answers to the answer sheet. And the passages can be quite difficult to understand if your English is not good. Each passage, it is also divided into three. This reading exam is also divided into three sections, and each section is 7 to 800 words long on average, and sometimes it can be quite difficult. Because the last time I appeared in IELTS exam in the March, and the reading test was quite difficult even for someone like me, and it took me almost 50 to 55 minutes to complete the IELTS academic exam. IELTS the reading exam, and I got 9 band in the reading, but it was quite a difficult test. So reading can be quite difficult. It also its duration is 60 minutes. So you have 60 minutes to play the 40 questions. It is further divided into three sections. You must read three passages taken from books, magazine, posts, journals, etc. The average length of each passage is 700 to 800 words. These three passages are divided into 40 questions in total. So, for example, one passage can have 13 questions, the second passage have 13 questions, and the last passage could have 14 questions. So, there are 40 questions in total, and you may encounter up to 14 types of questions in IELTS reading test as compared to IELTS listening, where you have you may come across 7 types of question. You may encounter 14 types of question in IELTS reading test. Keep in mind that you will not find all these 14 types of question in every exam. For example, the next exam may have only the four of 14 types of question. The exam after that exam may have 5 types of question, or it may have 6 types of question. But there are usually 14 types of question in the reading exam, and these are types of question: multiple choice question, match headings, we have already discussed them in the previous module. Match paragraph information, you have to match the information of paragraph with something on the answer sheet. Matching features, matching sentence endings, true false not given or just not given. This is the most very common type of question: true false not given or just no not given. You are provided with the information, and you have to prove you have to tell you have to prove that whether it is given in the passage, whether it's true or false, or whether it's given or not given in the passage. You have your list of options: choose a title, short answer, sentence completion, summary completion, diagram completion, table completion, flowchart completion. So these are the 14 types of questions you can encounter in IELTS reading, and we will discuss each of these types of questions individually in our future videos. I am just mentioning them. I'm just letting you know that there are 14 types of question in IELTS reading exam, due to the because if I start discussing them individually, the length of video will be too long, which I don't want to happen. So I'm just touching this topic. In the future videos, we will discuss each of these questions individually. So, uh, so don't worry about it. After reading, there is a writing test. Writing test is also 60 minutes long, and it has 2 tasks. In writing, you will be given 2 tasks. The topics in these tasks are related to areas of general interest and are suitable for test takers entering undergraduate and postgraduate studies or seeking professional registration. You will be given tasks from general interest, from everyday from everything's happening from everyday things happening around you. So it will not be a very complicated or a scholarly article you have to write. The topics will be something that already the topics will be about activities or things you already do in your life. So it is not very complicated. All you need to have is a good command on writing, good grammar, and good spelling. If you have these two things, you can easily complete the writing task and secure at least 7 bands. All you need to have is good general knowledge, or good idea of things happening around you, good command of English language, good grammar, and good spellings. So task one, you have to explain or describe or summarize a table, graph, chart, or diagram in your own words. Okay. In the task one, you may be given a diagram or a chart or a graph or a table which you have to describe. You have to describe what is happening in that chart or in that table. So it in minimum 150 words. And that's in the second task, you will be given a topic to write an essay on. As mentioned in the slide, you will be asked to write an essay responding to a point of view, argument, or problem. You will support your point of view with relevant examples from your own knowledge and experience. As I mentioned above, all the topics will be related to your own knowledge and experience, or something trendy happening in the world. So you can easily write on that topic. Well, what you have to do is to give your own point of view, argument, or a problem. They will give you a problem, and you will have to write at least 200 words on that problem or argument or point of view. You can agree with your that point of view or argument, or you can disagree with that point of view or your argument, but you have to be very specific here. You have to write only about that topic. You cannot just beat about the bush and write anything that comes into your mind. Be specific, stick to the point, and write about that argument or topic, and you will at least score 6 band. And but if your English is good, you have good command or writing, you can score higher band as well. Keep in mind that task 2 carries more weight than task 1. Task 2 has more marks than task 1. Therefore, you should spend most of the time on task 2. Spend enough time on task 1, but uh, you should mostly focus on task 2. My advice is to spend 40 minutes on task 2 and 20 minutes on task 1, because task 2 is not only longer but it also carries more weightage. So the last module of the IELTS academic exam is speaking. I'm trying to be the speaking here, the duration of the speaking test is 60 minutes. It is further divided into three parts. First of all, the speaker, the examiner, or the interviewer will introduce herself or himself, and then it will ask you to introduce yourself. Okay, then that way he or she will ask you questions about some familiar topics, and for 4 to 5 minutes. Part one of the test will start with the examiner asking you to state your name and show your identification. As already mentioned, you have to introduce yourself. Next, you will be asked general questions about yourself, such as where you live or what you are currently doing, working or studying. After introducing yourself, the examiner will ask questions about your personal life, or about yourself, about your interest, or where do you live, or in which city do you live, whether or not you like that city, or where do you work, or where do you study. Okay, in the part two, visual long run, in the part two, you will be given a topic, and you will have to talk about that topic for at least 2 minutes, 1 to 2 minutes. Okay, the examiner will give you a topic, will ask you to talk about it for 1 or 2 minutes. Yeah, before you start talking on that topic, the examiner will give you a minute to gather your points or and write them on the paper, and after that you will have to talk on that topic for 1 to 2 minutes alone. Okay, you have to give your point of view on that topic. And lastly, there will be two-way discussion between you and the interviewer for 4 to 5 minutes. The question in the part 3 will be connected to the general topic you discussed in part 2. The question the interviewer asked in part 3 will be about the topic you talked about in part 2. So you will discuss the topic in a more general and abstract way, showing the examiner that you can express and justify your opinion. She or he will ask questions in order to verify or determine that you have enough vocabulary or knowledge of English language to express your opinions and analyze or discuss the anything that is thrown at you. Okay, so this is the basic structure of IELTS academic exam. It has four modules that are listening, reading, writing, and speaking. And the total duration of the IELTS academic exam is 2 hours and 45 minutes. And it is not very difficult to score high bands in IELTS academic exam. All you need to have is a good command of English language and a good understanding or a good awareness of what is happening around you, and you will easily score at least 6 or 7 bands. So this is the video for today, and in the next video we will discuss each of these modules individually, so you may have a better idea of what these modules are all about and how you can crack them to score high band in the IELTS exam. So thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next video hopefully.